Hi there, this is Bernie here in the Strathmore Greater Calgary area. Just working at my home office here in the area and thinking about the young people of our society in this Calgary city and surrounding area. And I wanted to invite you on behalf of my company and training organization, CCI Connections Consulting. I wanted to invite you to come out and participate in the youth event that's held weekly at the Center Street Church. And I haven't talked much about youth, but I have a friend there by the name of Lawerence. He's a fellow that you'll meet when you come in the door on that night, and it's every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. And what you do is you come in on the main entrance up on the Center Street, the upper older church on the hill on the corner of 42nd Avenue, just kitty corner from Tim Hortons. You come in on the north side of the church, you pull in to your left or right, depending on left if you're heading south, right if you're heading north, and you pull into the parking lot behind the building on the lower side of the church. Then you walk around, you come in the front doors up on the top level. On street side, you turn right, you go up into the sanctuary or the auditorium, and you'll hear a band playing, and they're playing some good, funky, upbeat kind of music that young people enjoy. You know, if you're in your teens and upwards, maybe a little bit more than that. But Lawerence will tell you how old you need to be when you go there, and if you fit in that group or not, age group wise. You go in, and you'll meet him. He's in charge, that fella I know, and they'll be teaching you the Bible. And the Bible study is one of the main elements of it. You get to know young people, younger people along with you. You're in groups called community groups, so you meet. Not only are you in a large gathering, but you get to make friends on a smaller group kind of basis called a community group as you do life and go through each week. And then, of course, you are eligible to attend on the weekend services and get to know others that way. And once a month, there's a now worship called a night of worship. And there's lots of young people go to that. It's also very funky, upbeat, loud music, flashing lights, smoke pots, just like a good old concert. And there'll be older guys like me, a fellow like me, Bernie May, Connections Consulting, business trip company here that'll be there as well. So a lot of the congregation members that attend go there for that. But anyways, come to youth night. I'm inviting you. I used to work at Sobeys. I used to be a night manager back in my youthful 30s, almost 15, 20 years ago now, when I was going to college, and I worked with all the young people, the teenagers, and would routinely go around all the departments, see how they're doing, talk to some of them, get into the problems of life sometimes as they came up, I suppose. But I was on the sales floor doing my job, making sure we had product on the shelf and helping customers. I got to know some of the dads and moms pretty well, invited some of them to church, and they came, helped out with a few social problems, picked up kids, give them rides to work, and you know, one of the things I did, we unfortunately had a murder. One of the young girls there got murdered. She worked at our cash register, and her boyfriend murdered her. It wasn't on site, but there was about 400 of us from the store and family and friends that ended up going to the funeral and just celebrating her life. We knew she was in heaven. She believed, and that was very obvious. And she had expressed that to me, actually, just in her way of being and her demeanor and some of the symbolism she wore, and told it that self. So, you know, sad and unfortunate, but one thing I used to do is walk the girls around the corner to the dark side of the parking lot to their cars at night. I was the closer. I made sure everybody got out of the building safe and on their way home if their parent wasn't picking them up. And that would be something Lawerence would do with you, with his staff team and his team leaders, whoever's in charge. He's got some young guys that are strong in stature there as well, young ladies. And, you know, if your kids come and you enjoy something like this, they'll be taken care of well, they'll be safe there, and they'll get home safe on their way out of the building if you're dropping them off or not. So we invite you to come out. And parents, maybe you're a mom or dad and you got troubled kids, you got teens with problems, and we know that in our society that exists today, whether you're a single mom or a broken down family with divorce, maybe in the house and not yet separated or are, but maybe your kids are offensive in that they're in court and going to juvenile delinquency and all that kind of problem. We want you here too, because Lawerence will take care of you. He's got groups he'll put you in. And if I was you, I'd even sway the judge to lighten the sentence, whatever your kid did, depending on how harsh it was. Tell him you want to get him into a good church, go into a Bible study, learn how to be better morally, and get involved in some community service, whether it be on site. There's volunteer opportunities at the church, living, doing things, helping out in places that you can fit, or else around the community. And then I would suggest come talk to Lawerence, and he'll set it up and arrange it and make sure your kid fits in there and justice is served according to the judge, and you can maybe get off on a lighter sentence. Depending on how severe it is, your kid might have to be with certain people in groups, stature till they get the justice in them. Everybody has the same worth. Everybody has the same worth, but until the disciplines are in place and, behavior a certain way is proven over a period of time, the ethic of that, then you may have to, and Lawerence will monitor that, okay, and your kid will get good justice there and learn. And these young folks are like the brave Bereans of old times, the Bereans. And they used to study the Word. They were not inept in the Word of God at all. And this was in the decades following Jesus and after his time on earth, and so they became well known for their study. And the young people have faith like that. They like to learn the Word. They like to go out to activities and events. We call on people, social justice,